I'm Laurence Tribe, although my friends call me Larry, and I'm the Loeb University Professor at Harvard University and a professor of constitutional law. Law was, percolating in the background all that time since I became convinced that law and justice were important to me. But I also liked other aspects of law. I like its imprecision contrasted with the precision of mathematics. I like its indeterminacy. I like the fact that it's all about structure, the structure of things, separation of powers, checks and balances. Legal arguments have an architecture, have a structure that I like. It was structural things that intrigued me in mathematics, not numerical things in particular. I was never good at the sort of the calculus side of stuff, or certainly not arithmetic. That was my worst subject in elementary school. But I love the structural aspects of math, geometric concepts, algebraic topology. And I liked those aspects of law that have an affinity with structure. I also liked its somewhat surrealistic aspects, the kind of irony of many legal rules. And I liked the human dimension. The fact that you're dealing with human drama, human aspiration, human tragedy. And I really loved the fact that I could make a difference. That was a field in which it wasn't just a matter of solving intellectual puzzles for their own sake, something that I still like to do, but it was a matter of finding ways to help people improve their life. So the Constitution, at best, is a broad outline. And because it's a broad outline, it has to be filled in, and it can't be filled in just by unelected judges. It's important that we have unelected judges independent of politics, but they're bound, at least in a system that gives them as much responsibility as ours does, to be selected in a rather political way. And they're bound to be engaged in a political dialogue with the political branches of government. And a constitution, as even John Marshall recognized early in the 19th century, is not just a lawyer's document. It doesn't just speak to legal experts. It has to speak to the people if it's going to be a document that, as ours says at the outset, is established by we, the people. And it's important to recognize that the people have an active role to play in interpreting the provisions. We make certain promises in the Declaration of Independence, in the preamble to the Constitution. The Gettysburg Address kind of updated those promises. We haven't fulfilled them. We are struggling to fulfill them. And in the process of making those promises real, redeeming some of the commitments that the Constitution makes, we reformulate those commitments. And it is that living process that I celebrate and that I think is most worth celebrating. That's one of the things that one of my most impressive students ever, Barack Obama, recognized right away about the Constitution. It was that we are seeking to form a more perfect union. It was a phrase that he really liked very much in the preamble, not just for the eloquence of it, but because of what it actually meant. It meant that we can overcome enormous evils in our own history, not by forgetting them, not by erasing them, but by recognizing them and by gradually figuring out ways to reduce what